If you've made it this far, it means something powerful. It means you care about your focus, your growth, and your potential. In the first part, we learned about what deep work really means, why it matters, and how to start working deeply and embracing boredom. Now, let's continue with the final 2 rules from Cal Newport's Deep Work. These ideas will help you protect your attention and build a life where growth, even 1% a day, becomes natural. Rule 3: Quit social media. This one always raises eyebrows. Cal Newport isn't saying you must delete every social app forever. He's saying, be intentional. Ask yourself, is this tool helping me reach my goals? Or is it stealing my focus? Most people treat social media as harmless, just a way to stay connected or entertained. But here's the truth: these platforms are designed to hook your brain. They're not neutral tools, they're billion-dollar attention traps. Every scroll, every like, every notification, it gives your brain a little hit of dopamine. You feel busy, you feel social, but you're not actually creating. Deep work, on the other hand, is the opposite of scrolling. It's slow, it's silent, it's often uncomfortable, but that's why it's rare, and that's why it's valuable. Cal Newport suggests doing a digital declutter. Here's how. Take a 30-day break from any optional online tools, like Instagram, Twitter, or YouTube. At the end of 30 days, ask yourself, did my life get worse without it? If the answer is no, then maybe you didn't need it as much as you thought. Even if you can't quit entirely, limit your usage. Delete the app from your phone. Use it only on your laptop. Set fixed time windows, say, 15 minutes in the evening. Because every minute you reclaim from shallow distraction, you give back to deep creation. And that's where true growth happens, not in the endless scroll, but in the focused hour. Rule 4: Drain the shallows. Now, this is the final rule, and it ties everything together. Cal Newport says that shallow work, like checking emails, managing small tasks, or organizing, isn't evil. But you must drain it as much as possible, to make space for deep work. Here's how. First, schedule every minute of your day. That sounds strict, but it's powerful. It doesn't mean you plan every second. It means you decide, intentionally, where your time will go. When you plan your day hour by hour, you'll realize how much time you waste on low-value activities. And when you see that clearly, you'll start protecting your deep hours fiercely. Second, set hard limits. Work expands to fill the time you give it. If you give yourself 8 hours for a 3-hour task, it will take 8 hours. So, limit your working time. Finish by a specific hour, say 6 p.m., and stick to it. You'll start working faster, deeper, and more efficiently. Because when time is limited, focus becomes non-negotiable. Third, say no more often. Every yes you say to shallow tasks is a no to deep, meaningful work. If something doesn't align with your long-term goals, decline it politely. Protect your mental space like it's your most valuable resource. Because it is. When you drain the shallows, you make room for what really matters, the work that moves your life forward. The deep life. Cal Newport says deep work is not just a productivity system, it's a philosophy of living. A deep life means living intentionally. It means focusing on fewer things, but doing them with your full presence. Imagine your day as a glass of clear water. Every notification, every distraction, every meaningless task, it's like adding drops of ink. Soon, the water turns cloudy. But when you remove those distractions, when you practice focus, the water clears up again. You see yourself more clearly. You think better. You live better. That's what deep work does. It's not just about working better. It's about being better, more present, more creative, more alive. How to build deep work into your life. Let's make this practical. Here's a simple step-by-step guide to start living the deep work life, starting today. Step 1. Identify your deep tasks. Ask yourself, what are the few things that create the most value in my life? If you're a student, it's focused study. If you're a writer, it's writing. If you're a creator, it's creating. List them down. Then, protect time for those things every single day. Step 2. Schedule deep work blocks. Decide when you'll do your deep work. Morning is often best, before distractions arrive. Even a 90-minute session can change your day. Use timers, rituals, or specific locations to signal your brain. This is focus time. Step 3. Make it hard to get distracted. Put your phone in another room. Block distracting websites. Turn off notifications. When it's time for deep work, remove all friction from focusing, and add friction to distractions. Step 4. Reflect and adjust. At the end of each day, ask, did I go deep today? If yes, celebrate it. If not, ask why. No guilt, just curiosity. Small reflections lead to big improvements. Because remember, this is about growing 1% every day, not being perfect every day. The 1% everyday principle. Now let's connect this with your channel's philosophy. Grow 1% every day. Deep work and the 1% principle are like two sides of the same coin. Deep work gives you the method. 1% growth gives you the minutes. When you focus deeply, even for 1 hour, you're not trying to be a genius overnight. You're just improving slightly, a bit more focused, a bit more skilled. And that small growth compounds. Let's do some quick math. If you grow just 1% every day for a year, you'll be 37 times better by the end of it. That's the power of compounding. And deep work is how you make it real. Because each deep session, each focused hour, each moment of undistracted attention, is a 1% investment in your future self. It doesn't matter if it's studying, coding, writing, or building a business. The pattern is the same: small, focused improvements, done consistently. And soon, you'll look back and realize, you've transformed quietly. That's the magic of deep work and the 1% mindset combined. Stories of deep work. Let's bring this to life with a few real examples. J.K. Rowling wrote the final Harry Potter book in a hotel room, because she couldn't focus at home. She literally paid for silence, to go deep. Bill Gates used to think weeks. He'd isolate himself in a cabin with books and papers, just to think deeply about Microsoft's direction. Even artists like Leonardo da Vinci, or scientists like Newton, they weren't constantly stimulated by noise. They spent long hours in solitude, thinking, experimenting, creating. They practiced deep work, long before it had a name. So when you sit down for your next study session, or open your laptop to build something meaningful, remember, you're following the same path as the masters. Deep work connects you to that timeless human skill, the ability to focus deeply and create something valuable. The hidden joy of focus. Here's something people don't talk about enough. Deep work isn't just productive, it's fulfilling. When you lose yourself in a task, time disappears. You stop worrying about notifications, or comparing yourself to others. You enter a state called flow. That's when your mind and body align perfectly with what you're doing. And that feeling, that quiet satisfaction, is deeply human. You don't get that from multitasking. You don't get that from scrolling. You get it from deep, meaningful focus. That's why, even though deep work is hard, it's also joyful. It makes you proud of your effort, not just your results. Because the process itself becomes rewarding. And when you learn to love that process, growth becomes effortless. Building deep work into a distracted world. Let's be honest, you can't escape distractions completely. We all have responsibilities, notifications, social media, and noise. But you can design your environment for focus. Start small. Create a deep work zone, a place where you only focus. It could be a desk, a corner of your room, even a library spot. Set a time every day, like 8 a.m. or 5 p.m., where you do nothing but your most important task. No phone, no music, no messages. This small ritual, repeated daily, changes your brain. You'll start craving deep work more than distractions. And when that happens, you've unlocked the rarest superpower in the modern world, the ability to control your attention. Because once you can focus at will, you can learn anything, create anything, and build any life you want. That's the real freedom deep work offers. The closing message: grow 1% every day. So now, let's come full circle. We started this journey talking about how scattered our attention has become. How the modern world rewards distraction and shallow work. But here's what you've learned today. You don't need to escape the world. You just need to train your focus. Deep work isn't a trend. It's a skill. And like any skill, it grows with practice. Each day you choose focus over distraction, you grow stronger. Each day you protect your time, you grow sharper. Each day you go a little deeper, you grow wiser. That's how you grow 1% every day, not with speed, but with depth. Because true growth doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing what matters, with your full heart and mind. So today, I challenge you. Find just 1 hour. Turn off your phone. Close all tabs. Pick one meaningful task. And dive deep. You'll be amazed how much peace, clarity, and confidence you can create in just 60 minutes of real focus. Do it every day, even just a little, and you'll look back 1 year from now as a completely transformed person. Because growth isn't loud, it's quiet. It happens in silence. It happens in focus. It happens when you work deeply. This is how you grow 1% every day. Thanks for listening me throughout the video. Let's meet in the next video with a new and beautiful topic. Once again, thank